Hey, my fellow founders. Today, I'm excited to bring to you Dr. Chow BNB. This guy is world renowned for teaching entrepreneurs how to be able to scale to multiple six-figure income without outlaying hardly any cash at all. Go ahead and join us for today's episode. Yo, welcome to another episode of the Founder Podcast. Today, I am joined by a special guest, Dr. Chow BNB. So,
Yes.
Dr. Chow, welcome to the stage, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super grateful. Thank you so much, Chris. I love his energy. I love the audience here. So let's rock and roll.
Let's go. So Dr. Chow's background, he is a real estate guru. He teaches people how to create passive income without owning any real estate. It's pretty phenomenal. He has a background. So the reason why he is a doctor, he's actually previously to becoming an entrepreneur, he was a pharmacist. And as a pharmacist, he got his MBA and got really educated, and then decided to take a deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship, and where he has built a Airbnb portfolio, has been able to educate thousands of entrepreneurs. He's been featured on stages with Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone's podcast. He has educated thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs throughout the world in the world of real estate. So super excited to have you and talk about all the different things you got going on. So right now, Dr. Chow, what is pushing and motivating and got you excited about life?
Oh man, we just finished a 3-day live event, my own event, and where I see literally everyday people transform their lives. We were able to help them get absolute financial freedom within months. What will take decades is we can do it in months now. We even have people who've been in real estate broker for like 30 years who doesn't even know the strategy that I'm about to share with you. And they are killing it now. So, and after 30 years in real estate, they still have not got financial freedom. With this strategy, with this model, we're able to help everyday regular people like truck drivers, stay-at-home mom, making six-figure income, almost passive income, and travel around the world and live a life of their dreams. So that's really got me the juice, is to work and help a lot of people get their freedom, my friend, because I'm good. My family's good, but it's not about me. It's about you. It's about leaving a legacy and helping people achieve their legacy.
I don't know. That sounds like a pretty big, bold claim, pretty big promise. So I'm excited to know a little bit more about what you're teaching, what you're building. So me personally, Dr. Chow, I love real estate. I have been an investor in real estate for a very long time. Started investing in my first piece of real estate 16 years ago, and since have built hundreds of doors of multifamily real estate, similar to Grant Cardone. I also have quite a bit of commercial real estate, and I also am involved in the short-term real estate world in high-end, unique properties in the Airbnb space. I have a really cool waterfall property in Hawaii that I actually host masterminds at, which is pretty awesome. But I'm interested to know some of these tips and tricks, because, the claim that, the average mom can go and make six figures in real estate, it's a pretty big, bold one. So tell us some of the strategies and things, because, my audience is excited. We love making money. We're founders. We love doing it in all different ways. So tell us some of these tips and tricks that you're teaching your people to go and build that six-figure real estate portportfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I share that through my story? Real quick story.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, the audience don't know who the hell is Dr. Chow anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So obviously you got a background. Some people, it's easy to Google you and see you're all over. You got great pictures with all kinds of celebrities and whatnot. But yeah, give us a little bit of your background.
Yes, please. So I was immigrant from a third world country. When we came to America, my mom, my dad, and my sister and I had to sleep on one mattress in the worst neighborhood possible in the ghetto. And we didn't even know any English. Imagine us grew up in the South where we know any English, didn't know anybody. And we had to do everything we can just to put food on the table. So I grew up as a 10 years old boy to America, seeing my parents struggle, depressed, crying themselves to sleep every night, and had to work manual labor like dry cleaner, cleaning dirty clothes. Uh,
Where did your family where did your family immigrate from?
Vietnam, and then we came to
Awesome. Awesome.
South Carolina. But anyway, I love the people of the South. However, it was a culture shock. The whole world is different. So my mom and dad had to go to work in a dry cleaner, cut and burn themselves each and every day, cleaning dirty clothes just to put food on the table. And I remember my mom was just crying all the time. And I remember looking up at her and said, "Mom, one day I will take care of you. I will retire you. You don't have to worry about a thing. I'll take care of you." And she's like, "That's cute, son." But anyway, so I grew up and I thought the way to get financial freedom, the American dream, is what? Go to school, get a good grade, become a doctor, lawyer, top engineer, climb the corporate ladder, and then you made it, right? So I was sold that, and then I worked my butt off to get there. And it wasn't all glory and all of that for the next like decade of my life after high school. I was depressed, suicidal, high school, all of that. But I got over that. And thank God, because Jesus Christ, my savior, and that's not a story, but I just want to give all the credit to him right now. However, when I go to the college, I survive off of the dollar menu, a Little Caesar pizza. I mean, it's ridiculous what I had to go through for 10 years of college, basically. And went out, got my doctorate in pharmacy, got my MBA, Master in Business Administration as well. And I climbed the corporate ladder. I became one of the top pharmacists for a Fortune 5 company. And I thought I made it. I was like, "Yes, Mom, I got the white coat, I got everything now. I can take care of you." Next thing I know, Chris, they gave me more work to do. They cut my help hours by half. They give me more KPIs and all of that. And I was like, "Man, is this really the American dream?" Instead of rewarding me more freedom, they give me a lot more stricter work because they know they can suck the blood out of me. And I was like, "There's got to be a better way," right? And from then on, I did entrepreneurship all the time. I did everything you can think of: FBA, Amazon, drop shipping, MLM,
all the hustles,
all the side hustles.
anything to make a buck, man. We've all been there, right? We get pitched that MLM, or we got to drop ship or take some certain course or whatever. Yeah, we've all been there. So it's awesome to know that you're cut from the same cloth, that you've gotten through the hustle.
Absolutely. Like day trading, crypto, man, I've done it all. Like you name it, I've already done it. Okay, drug dealing, no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, so
you were a pharmacist, so that was true.
I'm a legalized drug dealer. So. but anyway, what I found is a lot of these businesses, man, they make it like so easy, but it's not. Like drop shipping, MLM, all that's a full-time job, overtime job, just to make a job living like 5-10K a month. It's a job. Like there's no freedom. You know what I'm saying? And then if I was trying to get into multifamily, doing the long-term real estate, buy and hold strategy, which I did. I bought a house. I was like, yes. I made like every month I make like $300. I'm like, yes, I want to make 10K a month. How many houses do I need? 33 houses. At this pace, how long will it take me? It took me 3 houses to buy the first one. So it's going to take me 100 years to buy 33 houses to make 10K a month. Let's go. Wait a minute. How am I going to retire myself, my family, and take care of them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and multifamily too. I own 1,000 units. I'm only making like 5K a month. Doesn't make any sense. So anyway, cash flow is king. Cash flow is freedom. That's what I've finally figured out. And at one of these amazing events, I met somebody share with me an idea, an epiphany that changed my life. What if you don't have to own the property to make money from it? Question, does Airbnb own any property? No, right? Does Uber own any cars? Now they do, but they don't need to, right? So the epiphany is you don't have to own anything. You want to control everything.
Absolutely.
So if we can control a property with first month rent, first month deposit, with a sublet clause, maximum 10K to control a property, instead of investing hundreds of thousands of dollars to acquire the property, waiting years and years to save that up, and also to rehab and all of that. Why not? For the one property that I buy, I can do 10 of these. We call them arbitrage, where we simply rent our vacant home. We furnish them. We have a sublet clause where we can re-rent out to companies for double the market rent, and we make the difference. And that is how I'm able to scale super fast within a couple years. After that, retire me, retire my mom, travel around the world. The past 5 years, my life has been like crazy, man. Like every single weekend, I'm going somewhere cool, somewhere
It's
fun,
awesome.
take care of my mom and dad, and now helping hundreds and hundreds of people just like you getting this financial freedom.
So let's get a little controversial right here. All right. So we'll dive into this a little bit. So obviously, the strategy of renting vacant homes and furnishing them, has great arbitrage when the market's working right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to the naysayers that are like, "Hey, man, that's great, but what happened to you during COVID?" Because frankly,
Yes.
I owned several different Airbnbs that for the first 2 or 3 months of COVID, every
Yep.
single one of my bookings canceled, and for the average mom that's got leveraged 10 different Airbnbs where she's got to make a rent payment and then every single one cancels for 3 months. I mean, what do you say to those people that that are like, hey, that's great that this works for you and you can educate people. Like, what do you say to those people?
Absolutely. Great question. So that's why I call my mentorship corporate housing arbitrage, not Airbnb arbitrage. Why? Corporate housing are midterm stay, not short term. The average stay is 3 months to 6 months. We have corporate professionals that are paid by companies, corporations. A lot of time they pay upfront. And then we also have insurance clients where families go through a disaster,
Yes.
flood, hurricane, fire. The insurance they pay very well, double, triple the market rent sometimes, but double the market rent. And that's how we make our living. And that's how I got through the COVID because like many of you, I have vacation rental, but
Right.
I was very blessed and lucky to see that I don't want to deal with vacationer who trash and the place. I have like 20 something Airbnb at a time. I'm like every weekend I'm dealing with 23 different family. I don't want that. It's no fun. It's not a job. Like the question to ask in business is not what kind of business you're in. The question to ask is who is the ideal clients I want to serve. My ideal
Yep.
clients are corporate professionals, insurance professional. They pay, they got the money, they got the resources, and they have 3 to 6 month booking at premium pricing. That's the difference. So that's how I was able to survive COVID very well. Wow, the biggest company in Airbnb vacation rental, even 1,000 units, had to go bankrupt within a month. So
Awesome. So let's walk through a situation, right? Like, so you got somebody that's struggling in a 9 to 5. They could barely pay their bills, right? Like Biden economics have bit them hard in the butt over the over the last year. Inflation's through the roof. Food costs are up 2 to 3 times.
mhm,
All these different things. They stumble across your program and they're like, "Hey, I want some financial freedom, but I could barely afford to live paycheck to paycheck." What guidance are you giving to that person to get out of the rat race and start going down that life of financial freedom or time freedom?
great question. So we have the financial freedom formula: 1 to 2 properties, 1 to 2 arbitrage a month can set you free. So with arbitrage, Chris, all you need is first month rent, first month deposit, and furnitures, which you can even rent, right? So the entry to it is not that much, depending on where you are at in the nation, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. If you're in like Texas, like 10,000 to get one started. If you're in like California, you need like 20,000 to get one started, including all the furnitures and everything, you know. So and then you make like 2,000 to 3,000 a month in passive income right away, in semi-passive income. So
Love that.
what does this mean? This means that in 6 months, you usually make your money back,
Right.
maximum 1 year. So the return on investment, your ROI is 100% minimum to 200% a year.
And that's great for guys like you and me, Dr. Chong. But like for the average American doesn't have $10,000 just sitting there, right? Like they are fully invested to the hilt into their bills and their mortgage and everything else. And if they do have an investment, it's tied up in a 401k that they can't have access to. So So how does the average American access $10,000? What advice do you have
Yeah,
to them? Is it
absolutely.
max out a credit card? Is it go and beg and get a
No,
12% hard money loan? What kind of direction are you
all
giving to
right.
that person?
So first of all, it's never a question of resources, the question of resourcefulness. Okay.
That's right.
And number one thing is mindset. So if you are in a situation where you are paycheck to paycheck, you don't even have $10,000 to invest in your own business, you really gotta fix your mindset, buddy. I gotta be honest with you, right? So mindset is number one. And what does that mean? That means focus, state, physiology, all of that. Look Tony Robbins up. He's the number one king with mindset. Fix your mindset, and then you get the skill set, and then you get the connection. Okay. So, and then I have the connections for the business loan. Like my partner in-house, he can get you a lot of credit funding. As long as your credit is good, you can get up to $200,000 you can play with, right? Invest with, I mean. So that's how you overcome that. And also ask yourself different questions as well, right? How can I leverage this? How can I partner up with somebody? Maybe you have the time, no money, partner up with somebody in my community all the time. This happens all the time. My community have a lot of multi-millionaires, doctors, lawyer. They don't have the time, but they have a ton of money. Partner up 50-50. Boom, done. If you have landlord who have Airbnb, traditional Airbnb is not renting out, not performing, call them up. Hey, why don't we partner up? I do this, take care of everything for you. You just let me leverage your house 50-50. Boom, you see, no money in. Or you can manage it for somebody.
I love it. I love it. I think you bring up a phenomenal point. So often human beings, non-entrepreneurs, or people that want to be entrepreneurs, we are limited by these beliefs that we've created that we have to have all of the resources in order to be able to go and be successful, right? The old adage that it takes money to make money. But the reality is there's tons of resources if we will just get resourceful, like you explained,
Mhm.
and the fact of leverage, right? Like there's so much leverage that can be created by people that are willing to go out and take the action, take the risk. And because, I mean, there's a lot of people that are just sitting on these resources that have no idea that these opportunities even exist. And if they did know, they would be willing to lend you, they would be willing to partner with you if you can go out and get the knowledge. And so I love the fact that you're focusing on that, because this is so true in every area of entrepreneurship. If we can just become educated and be willing to be the risk taker, there are people out there that are willing to fund that are willing to partner with you, that are willing to buy into your level of confidence because you're willing to go out and take the risk, and you have the knowledge in order to go out and make the money. So I appreciate that. What are some things outside of business that gets you just excited and juiced? Obviously, you're juiced about what you got going on with educating, and I think you're changing the world. What are some other things that just really motivate you outside of business?
Outside business, definitely mindset.
Yeah,
Personal developments. I'm a Tony Robbins Platinum partner. With that, what I mean is I get to go to his home, level up with it's like 150K a year to be a part of that. I'm also Grand Cardone Elite, like $100,000 a year. So I invested in myself continuously, always learning from multi-billionaires. I played chess with Sir Richard Branson before his home. I have his number. I mean, so that's what really got me the juice, is to leveling up, associate with amazing entrepreneurs, and also making impact into the world. So the conversations at the dinner table now is not what can I get, what can I get, now is how can I serve, how can I give. I donate a lot to the Tim Tebow Foundation, which save a lot of sex trafficking girls
yeah,
and boys as well. Highly
that's
recommend
awesome.
that foundation. Also, Tony Robbins also support Marici, Marici Foundation, for a similar foundation as well to save kids from sex trafficking. So, kids
I
is
love that.
our future, and that's what I'm really passionate about. And also, I want to, help changing the world, especially in the third world country, right? Where, we're talking about resources. I mean, honestly, I don't know how anybody could not make it in America. Like,
Right,
if you don't make it in America, I don't know what to say.
right.
Honestly, like,
Amen.
if people complain and all anything, if I hear any complaint in America and you're American and you have illegal Americans, I say go move to a third world country and stay there as long as you can until you're not going to complain about America anymore. So the more you complain, the more you should stay over there. But
I agree. I agree. I always say, man, if you don't have gratitude for what you have, yeah, go and travel a little bit. Go and see the world. Go see what other people are experiencing. You're going to quickly realize that hot water, that yard, that, just like the easy access that we have to resources, to education here in the US is beyond anything. So you brought up something that I'd like to focus on. So you talked about personal development and the fact that you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on these top tier on these top tier people, right? Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, and whatnot. Obviously, you don't just get to a point where you just jump into that, right? Like it's not like one day, oh, I'm going to go and spend $150,000. Walk us through like those first early stages of making that risk of investing in yourself. Like, what was it that you first started down the path of personal development?
Great question. Great question. Yes, to me, it's investing, right? So that investing, you get an all-I return back. So my first mentor outside after I graduated pharmacy and all of that, he was a mindset mentor. And he offered me a one-on-one coaching for 10K, which back then now is like 20, 30K now, with inflation. So I was like, man, 10K. Keep in mind, at this point, I already invested about $500,000 into getting my degree. Pharmacy, MBA, getting degree, 8 years of school, 10 years of school. That was about half a million.
Which the world has normalized, right? Like the world has made it like easy accessible to finance education, and they're like everybody does it. Go spend $100,000 to $500,000 in traditional education. That's not considered outside the norm. But to go and spend even $10,000 on a mindset coach, that is considered crazy. Like, why would you do that? Why would? And so how did you overcome that mentality?
Exactly. So I was like, this guy's a multi-millionaire. He's traveling the world. He's changing people's lives. And look at me. And I look at my professor. He's making $100K a year, frustrated right now. I'm looking at my mentor in the doctor. All my doctors, friends, and mentor who 30 years ahead of me are all burnt out, frustrated, complaining all the time. Who should I listen to? The other guy. Oh, it's a lot of money. 10K. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. But I look at my tuition and I'm like, holy crap, that's a drop in the bucket. What am I thinking? Let me just take that leap of faith, put that risk in. Boom. You know what happened? 1 year later, my mindset, everything completely shifted. It didn't shift overnight, but a year later, I found myself to be in a much better place. And then another year later, because of the investment I did in that 1 year, my second year, I found an opportunity with Airbnb and everything like that. Boom, got my freedom. So what is your freedom worth? What is your freedom worth? Is it 10K? Is it a million? Is it a billion? To me, it's priceless.
Right. And so you talked about Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and these programs. What are some other things that you've invested over the years to help get you into the point that you're at today, where you have this financial freedom, you have this personal development, you've developed spiritually, emotionally, everything? Like what are some other steps along the way that you've invested in?
Yes, absolutely. So I will fly to every weekend, pretty much, to all the seminars, all the conferences, networking, mastermind. All you are, who you are is the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you found that you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Okay. And that's how we met, connected with Chris. Because I continue to put myself out there. I continue, invested in other people. Collaboration is new currency, right? Not competition. So how can we collaborate? Right. How can we help each other? How can we grow? I want to share something real quick. The amateur is somebody who, during a negotiation, during a partnership, they want to heckle you all the time. What can I take from you? What can I take? I'm gonna do you over. That's the amateur, man.
They want to win. They only want to be the winner.
Yes, sir. So the average person gonna want 50-50. Everything is fair, 50-50. But the pro, man, they're gonna want you to have more, and they want you to have more first before they ever eat their share. That's the pro, my friend. And that's how I developed a relationship with Grant Cardone. Let me tell you a funny story. So first event I ever met him, I invested $25,000 to hang out on a yacht with him. Where most people invested $500 to check him out, but I dropped 25K. That's got him his attention, right? If you can get your way in, then buy your way in, right? The second thing is we play poker, and he's like, he gonna cream me, right? Because he's like, he's Grand Cardone. I never really play poker, but for luck or whatever, I won $12,000 from him. Guess what I did with that 12,000? You know, I donated
Invested right
to his
back in him.
foundation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I donated his foundation to help the kids, and boom, that's how you form relationship. That's how you form friendship, and that's how I got to do a podcast with him. That's how all the community know about me and everything. So,
man, I've always found, to your point, that there's essentially two ways in which you can build a relationship. One, you either got to invest time, right? You either got to serve them or provide them a ton of value through a lot of time, or you can buy your way. And that's, one of the things that I think a lot of the lower middle class just doesn't understand is that if they would just be smarter with their money and buy their way into relationships, into the rooms, into the opportunities,
yes,
then more opportunities would present themselves over and over and over again. Instead, the lower and the middle class is over consuming, right? They can't get over their own ego. They got to have, when they think that they deserve the new car, they get the car right away. When they think they deserve the new house, they get the house right away, instead of consistently and overly investing in themselves, right? The number one investment of the wealthy is in themselves.
yes,
And then it's in their assets. And then they buy the luxuries and those type of things. But those are like third or fourth down the list, way past themselves, their family, and whatnot. So,
absolutely.
what are some ways that outside of investing in yourself, you talked about your focus and your spirituality that you believe is Jesus Christ is your Savior. Has that been always the case, or has that been something that you picked up along the way?
I definitely got picked up along the way. But before we move on to that, I want to share a couple of things. So I have Warren Buffett right here, and that he echoed what you said. The number one investment is in yourself, from the greatest investor of all time. And the second investment, I say, from what I study, is in other people. Okay, that's number two. Number three will be your business. Number four will be like real estate or whatever. And the biggest hack that people don't know is if you can trade these dirty paper right here. You can trade these dirty paper right here for that can pull you time, money forward 10 times, 100 times faster. Then that's the biggest hack that the school never, the school is not really teaching you that. Nobody really teaching you that. That's the biggest hack, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So spirituality, yes. Praise God. I was a Buddhist all my life, worship ancestor, and everything you've seen in Mulan was very kind of true. We worship our ancestor, we talk to our ancestor and all of that. So, however, I was depressed, I was suicidal in high school and all of that. And I never found my why, my purpose, until I met a friend who invited me to church, who challenged me to read the Bible. I was like, how you know it's true? It could be all BS. Some guy wrote it 2,000 years ago. And he's like, I challenge you. If you read the Bible after a year, read it all. And then you tell me, show it to me. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to read the Bible. I love a challenge. I'm going to win. All right, I'm going to read the Bible every day. He got me. Okay. So I read the Bible every day. After like 6 months, I finished the New Testament. I believe. I go to church. I didn't see anything like really bad, anything like that. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then after a year, I felt the calling. I went baptized in the ocean. It was amazing. The best day of my life. I literally remember it to this day. I came up out of the water. I felt like I'm on cloud like 900. Like I was awesome. Like just hallelujah. The whole day in the ocean. There was storms, there were thunders. I didn't care. I had the blast. So from then on, I was 19. I got my life together. I did all of that, but then in college, I got a bunch of temptation. So drugs, did that, all that stuff. So not good. I fell back. So basically, every time I get out of my relationship with God, my life go down. Every time I come back to God, my life go up. So that's just a testimonial need to anybody who thinking about it, commit your life to Christ. It changed my life. It changed many people I know, and I know it will change your life as well.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. What ways? So obviously, you've experienced a lot of financial success. You've experienced success with Christ as your savior and your spirituality and these. So one thing that I've found that I have to do as an entrepreneur that's constantly trying to develop is like I look for ways that make me uncomfortable, that push me, that drive me.
Yes.
What's pushing and driving you right now, or what ways are you finding challenges to get uncomfortable? Because I think one of the biggest secrets to being an entrepreneur is you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So what ways are you pushing yourself to being uncomfortable right now?
Love that question. That is the key secret right there. Everybody asks for the secret. The secret, yes, the secret is to be uncomfortable as your new norm. Okay. Okay. So how do I do that? Take cold shower in the morning. If I don't like to do something, I just do it right away. Get it done over with. Right. If I want to, you know, like push up, do the power one more, like at my leg, do one more, man. If I don't feel like doing something, that's mean I really gotta do it. So I just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. And then
So
travel.
what are some of those things that are like really hard for you right now that you're pushing through? Like, because I mean, you shared great examples of like things that you're doing, but like what other ways are like, man, that's hard for me, but I'm pushing through and making it happen.
Right, right, right. So what's hard for me now is managing my schedule with all my shows, podcasts, and also taking care of my mom who has 12 years cancer survivor. I forgot to share that
Wow.
story. So, 12 years cancer, terminal cancer, they said, 2 months left to live. And now it's 12 years later, she's still alive and living
Wow.
with me right now. Praise God every single
Congratulations.
day. It's a miracle that she survived, and she's a living miracle every single day. So is my challenge on like really right now is how do I balance taking care of her, taking care of my family while growing my business and growing my
Right.
spiritual side. So there's a lot
Right.
of plates going on right now. So I pray every single day. I get out of my comfort zone by studying, and also get out of my comfort zone by helping somebody else, even though I don't have to, even though my time is limited, not that I don't have the time, my time is limited, right? But I want to be uncomfortable to really give, really give. Like at the events, most events can just end at 4 or 5 p.m. No, man, I went on to like 10 p.m. and wake up the next day at 7. Like started at 8 a.m. So I wake up at 7 a.m. and do it all over again. And I bought them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why? Because I want, that's how you get to grow a community. That's how to know. That's how you can serve. And I skip lunches many times just to help somebody to overcome their challenges. Right. So it's not about me anymore. It's about how can I give and how I can balance that with what I have.
Right. So what would you say some of your best practices are that really help for balancing? Because you talk about balancing your life, balancing in between the busy schedule. You got all kinds of different
Yes.
things. What are some of your ways that you create that balance in,
Great
in your
question.
life outside?
Yeah, great question. So it's actually not a question of balance. It's a question of how can I integrate my life, my business, my family all into together so they work all way
Yes.
work together, right?
Yep.
Integration is the answer. So how do you integrate? So when I go travel, I would bring my family if I can, when I can, right? Show them, have fun with them, stay there for another day, and when I serve, then I serve with an abundance heart, right? But have you know I also have business plan in place to know the outcome of the event, the KPI and everything like that, to know that my time is invested in the right people in the right places as well. So there's just a lot of things, but the question is shifting the mentality of how can I integrate everything together. And for example, if you don't like to do something, you don't like to make phone calls, follow up, well,
Right.
but you like to go hiking or you like to go to the beach, then why don't you go to the beach? Make phone calls there, man. It's a beautiful
There you
view. It's great. Go
go. Love
hiking.
it.
Hallelujah. Make the phone call, whatever, following up, catching up with friends, So that's an example of integration, but you can go a little bit deeper. But yeah,
I love that. I love that. So are you married? Do you have children?
So that's another story. I was married. I'm divorced. I married the wrong person. She married me because she wanted to stay in America and got her green card, and then she walked out on us.
Oh man,
Like,
sorry to hear that.
that's okay. Life happened for you, not to you. So what I learned
Right.
from that is don't trust anybody too fast, too soon. All right. And the second thing is I am very excited to look forward to my future wife, right? That's gonna love God and that really love me for who I am. And there's a lot of things that I learned through that as well. And I wasn't the right person at that time. I attracted her because I was a mess, right? I got a
Right.
lot better now. So
Yeah, I love the ownership. I love the accountability, the realization that like, hey, this is my it was my choice, my mess, and that you've learned from it. How old are you now, Dr.
I'm
Chow?
38.
38 years old.
38.
So 38 years old, you've got, the life by the horns. What's next for you? What is pushing you and motivating you and getting you out of bed every single day? What are some of the big goals that you're chasing?
Absolutely. The big goal is helping 1 million families get financial freedom. I did say families for a reason because I believe the devil is attacking the family unit, and that is the biggest reason why where we are today, right? So as long as I can help the whole family come together, and it just take one in the family to change the whole family and change the whole generation. So are you the one, right? I'm the one, definitely. Chris is the one for sure. So I'm changing the one, but I'm also changing the whole family as well, bringing them on by giving scholarships to kids under like teenager under 20. They can get my all my students get to bring anybody in their families to the events, whatever, to learn, as long as they are below 20 years old, free scholarship, right? Stuff like that I can do. So I look
That's
forward
awesome.
to that. And also I look forward to be, to grow more, learn more, and become have like 1 billion followers, but not just for the followers' sake, but really to change their lives. That way I can help 1 million families get financial freedom and leave a legacy. So the word is our playground and love is our legacy, is what we learned from Tony Robbins.
I love that. I love that. I love the focus of the family because as you stated, much of the issues that we have in today's society is because the deterioration of the family. And so focusing like reestablishing the family and what it stands for and who we are like and turning ourselves to God like that is the key to really turning society around and the fact that you are doing it within your business. I applaud you. Congratulations. Dr. Chow, so obviously you have a lot to value and a lot of value to give. Where's the best way to find you on social media? Where should my listeners turn to you?
Yes. So you can find me at Dr. Chow B&B right here on Instagram, TikTok, or Dr. Chau Ong. You can Google me, Dr. Chow B&B or Dr. Chau Ong, ONG. And then as a gift to the listener, DM me in any of the social media or link in bio. I will give you an hour consultation from my top advisor, literally an hour. And they literally want to know everything you got going on and devise a game plan for you and see how it can help you to get you that financial freedom within months. And we show you exactly every step of the way as well. That's super valuable, like over $1,000 of consultation giving it for free for the listeners. So take advantage of that, guys. Do yourself a favor and just take this next step so that way 2024 will be your best year ever yet, right? So what always take is a commitment. Grant Cardone told me, I was like, what's 3 key success? He said, number 1, commitment. Number 2, what are you willing to give up to get where you want to go? In order for you to get to that place, that chair where you are sitting, you got to give up another chair, right? You have to give it up in order for you to get there. And then number
Love
3
that.
is take massive action and just never give up. So I encourage you to do that for you, your family today, and book that call. I'd love to see you on the inside.
Awesome. Awesome. I think that is such an incredible gift to the audience. Thank you. So in the show notes, you'll see a link to his social media profile. So you said the best way is just to DM you directly on Instagram.
Yes.
Awesome. And he will
Instagram,
set you up.
whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. He'll set you up with that free hour-long consultation. I think that is like one of the most valuable gifts that anybody can receive, because, you know, financial freedom is literally just a few actions away for anybody that's either owns a business or trying to create more financial freedom within being an employee or whatnot. So thank you so much. Before we cut out, what are some of so you've talked about Tony Robbins, you've talked about Grant Cardone. Who are some of your other mentors or books that have drastically changed your life? And can you give us some recommendations?
Yes, absolutely. So Sir Richard Branson has been absolutely tremendous. He created like the group of elders who are solving the world's biggest problem. And I was able to spend time, like 3 days with him at his home with the tub world changer. So I highly recommend him. Amazing people. And then of course I'm very inspired by all kind of new businesses that are popping up. Oh, I think and Grow Rich has always been like a stable,
Classic.
Business Bible basically for me. So anything Napoleon Hill, I recommend. Oh, Nightingale, Bob Proctor. Those are the people. Oh, Joe Osteen, if you're looking for a pastor at church, and also even just the self development. I mean, Joe Osteen is really, really amazing. He got the biggest church in the world, and I love him. So yeah, those are some resources, and there's always more popping up. But the key here is skip a meal, but don't skip self-development by Jim Rohn.
I love that. That is great advice. Skip a meal, but do not skip self-development. You heard it here first from Dr. Chow. Thank you so much for your time today. We know it's extremely valuable for all the wonderful knowledge that you've dropped. Go ahead and give Dr. Chow a follow, and we'll see him on the other side. Until next time.